So I finally started playing Four Against Darkness. This is the core rule book. I bought it and then I cleaned my office and uh, couldn't find anything. So for about a year. And then I recently found it, and so here we are. Um, First adventure. You can play. I got these sheets on Board Game Geek forums, or maybe the Facebook group. There's a few of them. You can play the whole game on this sheet. You roll random rooms and move around. You have to beat a final boss and escape. You can see every room, what happened. We had some giant spiders, rats. Where's the boss here? Invisible gremlins. These guys are awful. Zombies. Final boss, Orc Brute, 18. There we are, and then you have to make your way out. So there's a character sheet, lots of erasing and writing. There's the actual stats for the monsters you fight. So that was the first adventure, learning the rules. It's a lot of paper flipping. So second adventure, I was inspired by a YouTuber, Lucky Sylvie. She's got some really fantastic journaling stuff she's doing. And so I still used this sheet for the characters. But I drew the map in pencil and then I finished it later. I'll talk about that. And there's what we did here. So that was the second adventure, still learning the rules. Here's a boss. We fought a small dragon. We beat him. We encountered the final boss in the very second room, an ogre. But then I just kept going. So that was fun, and I moved I started using the character sheet more for less transient stuff, more permanent things, and then this is the life meters and gold and stuff. So recording the whole adventure here, and then found a tutorial on a blog called Paths Peculiar, where he basically shows you how to draw a map like this. I actually bought these pens to do it. These are Micron pens. They've got numbers on them to show you how thick, basically the thickness of the line is. So 05 is the thickest. That's for these outer lines. The 01 is medium, doors and numbers and such. And then 005 for the tiles and details. The stippling takes a long time. I don't know if I have the patience to do that anymore. And then this is a Winsor Newton Pro marker, fancy marker, ice gray for the interior shadow here to try to give the map some depth. That was fun. Drew it in, while I was playing, of course, it's in pencil, and then you go back through and add the detail. You can throw a rock at the internet and find a name generator. That's how I picked the name for the dungeons. So that was the second adventure. I like the idea of curating the adventures, and I think I'm not going to do this in the book anymore. This is going to become just a journal of the highlights. So that's what this third adventure is, and this is a new set of people. This is inspired by another homebrew file found again on Board Game Geeks in their forum or on the Facebook group. I think the fellow's name is Pedro Correa. It's an escape the dungeon. The idea is your party, they're prisoners, and they need to complete 3 adventures in a row without rest, basically. Normally you can go back to a town and you can heal up between adventures, but in this case you got to make it through 3 levels of this dungeon, get up and out. You have to be in the final boss of each level. Exposes a secret door that then you can get to the next level. So you can see I skipped the stippling. And this shadow, in fact, is just a gray highlighter. and I think it works just as well. And it has the advantage of not near as much bleed. You can see the bleed through on that Winsor Newton marker. And in fact, I had the foresight, a rare thing for me to put a piece of paper in between here while I was drawing the shadow. Otherwise, it would have bled onto this page as well. So I don't think I'll be using this guy anymore, as nice as it is. This highlighter is a lot cheaper and works better with this paper, I think. So this is the setup. So I rolled 4 adventurers. I really don't think they're gonna make it out of this alive. Campaign plots escape the dungeon level 1. So Sylvie does this. She puts a hook and then she journals about her adventure and then has her map. But she keeps a lot more. She's a lot more detail. But so beneath the battered shores of Life Tooth Rock, 4 prisoners discover a lantern untended and a key misplaced. Freedom awaits 3 floors above. A warrior, a cleric, a barbarian, and an elf begin. And then I played through this, and they made it all the way through. So they have no weapons and just the prisoners' clothes, so no armor, and they managed to get through. You can see they faced rats, goblins. They did see a Chaos Lord, but they just shut the door and left him alone. Some more goblins, hobgoblins, zombies way down here, and finally a mummy. And I got lucky on that roll. There are bosses in this game that they would not be able to beat. So their odds of making it through all 3 levels, I think, is really low. But they did get the rules of the plot campaign give them a piece of heavy armor when they defeat the mummy. So the cleric now at least has some defense, and then they open a secret door and they head up to level 2. So we'll see what becomes of these folks. I haven't even named them yet. I didn't even make a character sheet for them because all I needed to know was their attack and defense, which was really low. So I just kept track on some scratch paper of the things that I needed to know. And I'll record some information about the highlights of what happened in here. And then we'll be on to level 2. So yeah, I guess wish them luck. They're gonna need it. I think then my plan is this is gonna take a few tries. So we'll get some folks out of this Life Tooth Rock. And then I think my plan is to add a supplement called what's it called? Greedy Guildmasters. There's a third word. Greedy Guildmasters. Anyway, it adds a patronage system. So I think what we'll have going on here is some kind of long con or some setup by some patron. He uses this prison compound to assemble and control teams of elite adventurers. Only the toughest survive and get out of here. So the lantern and the key that they found was a plant, right? And so the party won't know this, of course, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I haven't bothered naming these guys or the party. We'll name them if they escape. Names are for winners, I guess. So yeah, that's all for now. Now I have to figure out how to end a YouTube video. This would be a great spot for some kind of cool catchphrase about 4 Against Darkness. Keep your lanterns lit, friends. And your hearts warm. There we go. Keep your lanterns lit and your hearts warm. Thanks for watching.